Have you ever just, opened your phone or looked at your cloud storage and felt completely swamped? I mean, the sheer number of photos we have now, it's staggering. Tens, maybe hundreds of
Oh,
thousands.
absolutely. It's a
Yeah.
really common feeling. You've got pictures everywhere, phone, backups, maybe old drives somewhere.
Exactly. And the thing is, maybe you're not even trying to organize everything. That sounds exhausting.
Right. Nobody wants to be a full-time digital archivist for their own life.
Yeah. Imagine you just want to find, I don't know, a handful of really meaningful photos. Maybe of someone you've lost, photos that really capture them.
Hmm.
But faced with that mountain of images, where do you even start? It feels impossible. Okay, let's unpack this a bit.
Well, that overwhelm you're describing is completely valid,
Yeah.
and you hit it right on the head. The goal usually isn't perfect organization. It's more about how can I quickly get to those core memories,
Hmm.
those moments that matter, without getting lost scrolling for hours and hours. That feeling of just not knowing where to begin.
Yeah.
It's almost paralyzing with these huge libraries.
That where to start problem is so real. And it reminds me of this article by David Cortez. It's called How I Found Photos of My Loved One Without Digging Through 100,000 Files. Oh. He describes feeling that exact same way, just hopeless, almost.
Yeah.
So our deep dive today, what we want to do is explore this, well, surprising shortcut he found. It's about skipping all that endless scrolling and actually using the tech you probably already have to find those really precious moments.
It's a really interesting approach he landed on.
So the big revelation from Cortez wasn't some fancy new app or gadget, right?
No, not at all. It was more like a mental shift.
Okay.
Instead of seeing this massive, unmanageable pile of photos, he realized his devices, his phone and computer, they already knew something useful.
Ah, okay. So less about manual effort.
Exactly. The core idea, which is pretty powerful when you think about it, is basically start with what's smart, not manual. Trust the intelligence that's already baked into your technology to do some of the sorting for you.
Start with what's smart. I like that. So what does that mean in practice? What are these smart tools?
Well, it really boils down to using the facial recognition technology that's pretty much standard now on most platforms.
Right, like face tagging.
Yeah, but it's gotten quite sophisticated. It's not just tagging. It's AI that learns to recognize the same person across tons of photos, even if they look different, over time.
Okay.
And the great thing is it's usually built right in. So like Google Photos is a big one. It has that people and pets feature. It automatically groups photos by the faces it recognizes.
I think I've seen that.
Yeah. So Cortez found he could just click on his loved one's face and boom, instant filter. Just the photos that person appeared in.
Wow. Okay, so it just surfaces those specific pictures.
Exactly. And then from that much smaller focused batch, he could select the ones he wanted and download them. No digging through everything else.
And what about iPhones? Is it similar?
Yeah, very similar concept on the iPhone. You typically go into your photo library, then collections, and look for people and pets there too. Apple uses the same kind of facial recognition, and it works whether the photos are stored right on your device or synced up in iCloud.
Okay, so Apple and Google have you covered. What if you're on Android, but maybe not using Google Photos specifically, like a Pixel phone?
Good question. On a Pixel, for example, you might tap the three dots menu in the Photos app, go to Browse, then Photos, and you should see groupings by people. You tap the person's image, and it filters just like the others. Sometimes there's even an option to narrow it down further, like choosing only them to exclude group shots if you want.
That's really practical. So the immediate benefit here is just cutting through all the digital noise, right?
Precisely.
All the screenshots you forgot you took, pictures of receipts, maybe failed cooking attempts.
Yes, all of that. My phone is full of that stuff too.
Yeah, mine too. So being able to just bypass all of that clutter instantly and get straight to the pictures of the person you're actually looking for, that sounds revolutionary almost.
It really can feel that way when you're facing tens of thousands of files. Cortez mentioned being able to select and upload just the best moments, the ones he wanted for this portrait project he was doing, without spending hours scrolling.
Here's where it gets really interesting then.
Yeah, because it's not about finding every single photo or making sure each one is perfectly cataloged first. It's about efficiency and meaning. You use the tool to get you, say, 80 or 90% of the way there really fast.
All right.
Then you can focus your human attention on that smaller, much more relevant set of images. Does that make sense?
It does. It shifts the burden. So zooming out a bit, the point isn't really to organize your entire chaotic photo library, is it?
Not necessarily, no. Not with this specific goal in mind. The idea is to quickly surface the memories that matter most for a particular purpose,
Mm.
like honoring someone, by narrowing your focus just to that person, using these tools that are already there.
It keeps the whole process much simpler, much more meaningful, and honestly, way faster and more cost-effective than trying to sort everything manually or paying for some complex system you might not need.
And Cortez, after using this method to find the photos,
Mm.
what did he do then? You mentioned a portrait project.
Right. So after finding that filtered set of photos using the facial recognition, he then picked out his favorites. The article mentions he used something called a life portrait, which apparently takes those selected photos and helps organize them into a tribute, with timelines, maybe video elements.
Ah, okay, so the smart filtering is the finding part, and then there are tools to help with the presentation part if you want.
Exactly. It flows from efficiently finding the raw material to curating it meaningfully.
Okay, that makes sense. It connects finding to remembering.
So if we kind of connect this to the bigger picture, the main takeaway here, I think, is just how powerful these built-in tools on our devices can be. We often overlook them or maybe don't even know they're there.
Yeah, I feel like I use maybe 10% of what my phone can actually do. Right. But these features, like smart photo grouping, they're genuinely designed to help us cut through the noise, the information overload that's just part of modern digital life. They help you find what actually matters to you much more quickly.
So what does this all mean for the listener? It feels like this idea could go beyond just finding memorial photos, right?
Absolutely. That's just one very poignant application.
So here's something to think about, maybe a provocative thought to leave folks with. How could you apply the same principle using smart built-in filtering tools to other areas where you feel overwhelmed by digital information?
Mm.
Think about email or files or notes. Are there existing smart features you could leverage to quickly get to the essential stuff without drowning in the sheer volume of it all?